there are stories about what happened.
It's true. All of it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Star Wars Canon Library. You heard the man, there were stories, and they're all true. My name is Brian, I'm the librarian here at the Canon Library, where we're keeping all the canon in chronological order for you guys. Welcome to this week's episode of Monday Mailbag, everybody. I know it's a day late. I apologize for that. It's technically not Monday Mailbag this week. It's technically Tuesday Mailbag, but I do apologize for that. Had a little bit going on this weekend. Didn't have a chance to really get it recorded till today. So, with that being said, we're going to jump right into this. I've got 5 questions for you guys this week. How do you guys get a question on Canon Library's Mailbag? Simply email it to me at starwarscanonlibrary@gmail.com. You can email it to me there, or you can visit our website, www.starwarscanonlibrary.com, and send it to us through a message there. With that out of the way, I say we just jump right into this. Like I said, I've got 5 questions for you guys. And the first question this week is coming from Sean Taylor. And Sean asks, what are the chances of a Solo sequel? Unlike Rogue One, where all the main characters die, we know for sure that Han, Chewie, and Lando all live, and there's still probably 10-ish years of history in between the ending of Solo and A New Hope to possibly explore. Thanks for the question, Sean. And you're right. They did come out and say that Solo is 10 years before A New Hope. And you're right. That does leave a lot of space there where they could kind of play with something depending on how well Solo does. Here's the thing, though. And guys, remember, anytime I give my thoughts on something, it's just my opinion. I don't know any of this to be true. I'm not saying this is exactly what's going to happen. This is just my opinion. I could be completely right about this. I could be completely wrong about it. But in my opinion, I don't know if they would do a sequel to a standalone film. The standalone films are meant to be just standalone films. Kind of like Rogue One, Rogue One has a sequel, but it's A New Hope, which, anyway. As far as Solo getting a sequel, Solo's going to make a lot of money. I don't think it's going to make as much as Rogue One did, but it's going to make quite a bit of money. I told somebody on Facebook today, somebody asked on Facebook if Solo was going to make any money, if it was going to make any money at all. And I said, yes. The problem is, if it doesn't make $1 billion, everybody's going to think it's a flop. It can make $700 million and people are going to think it's trash because it didn't break the $1 billion mark. If that movie makes $500 million, it's a success in my opinion. So, I don't know if we would ever get a sequel to it. It's possible. Anything's possible. It all depends on how well Solo does, how well Alden Ehrenreich is kind of accepted as Han Solo in the new film. But I don't think they have any plans as of right now to make like a trilogy of Han Solo films. Now, I think the best example I can think of is I feel like they're going into this the same way Lucas went into the original Star Wars, which was you make it a standalone film, which you could watch that one movie and it make complete and total sense. Wait and see how it went. And then he saw how it went and then he's like, hey, I'm going to make 2 more, So, do I think we could get a sequel for Solo? Anything's possible. I wouldn't be shocked if they came out and said they were doing another one. I'd be a little surprised, but I wouldn't be shocked. But I think, ask me that question again after Solo comes out, after we've seen Solo. I may have a completely different answer for you on that one. But yeah, there's still 10 years of history there that they could explore. But we are getting some of that explored with Most Wanted, the novel Most Wanted coming out, and Last Shot, which are coming out. So some of it's going to be filled in, but we'll see. That's all I can really say at this point. I don't have any insider information, but could I see it happening? There's a possibility it could happen. So thanks for the question, Sean. I appreciate it, brother. Question number 2 this week is actually a really long one. It comes from Nick Albers, and Nick Albers is actually asking a question and giving a comment. So I figured I'd split this into 2 parts real quick and talk about your question first. And Nick says, hey Brian, love the channel and everything you do. I have a question and a comment. My question is, I'm getting ready to deploy in the near future, and I'm wondering, what is some must-have canon material, movies, shows, books, etc., that you would consider is mandatory to bring on my deployment to help pass the time? Thanks for the question, Nick. And first off, hats off to you, Nick. Thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you're doing for us. Without you, we wouldn't be able to sit here and talk Star Wars and do what we love. Hats off to you, brother. Absolute total respect to you. And thank you for doing that. Your question, oh man, part of me just wants to say all of it, minus like Heir to the Jedi and 3PO the Phantom Limb and Chewbacca. Oh wow. But anyway, some must have canon material to read. I know you and I talk once in a while about what you've read, what you haven't read. I don't know what you have read so far, but as far as, let's see, movies go, I know you loved The Last Jedi. I know that for a fact. I see that comment a lot. The Last Jedi, you're definitely going to want to take with you. Let's see here. Maybe even Force Awakens, so you can watch them back to back once in a while. Novelization for Last Jedi, if you haven't read that, gotta go get that one. Let's see here. Shows, obviously Rebels. You got to take Rebels with you. Clone Wars, if you can find digital copies of them, definitely take Clone Wars. Some of those arcs you can really delve deeper into and get a lot more story out of what a lot of people actually think you can. But as far as Lost Stars, I don't remember if you said you've read Lost Stars or not. Lost Stars to me is essential reading for any and all Star Wars fans. That is absolute necessary, mandatory reading. That to me, that's mandatory reading for any Star Wars fan. But yeah, man, you're gonna have quite a bit of time to pass. I've been there. I know how deployments can go. I ended up getting a lot of my movies from what was it called? There was a little marketplace right outside the fob I was on. What was it? Oh man, Jim Carrey's House of Laughs or something like that. But it was a whole, I don't remember what it was, but it was Jim Carrey's something. And it was, you go right outside the wire and there was a little marketplace set up there, and you go in there and it looked like almost like a Blockbuster kind of thing set up with just DVDs up against the wall. And you could tell every single one of them was bootleg, like every single one of them. One of them I saw was actually all 10 seasons of Smallville on 2 discs. Really? But yeah, you may find some stuff there for all you know. Heck, you might even find the holiday special at some place like that, if you find anything like that. So I wouldn't wish that on you though, brother. Sorry. But I hope that answers the question. And then Nick also had a comment. And Nick says, my comment, last week you said after Solo we would be getting a break in a way to catch our collective breaths. This is not entirely true. Yes, we have 18 months between Solo and Episode 9, but we have a big event coming in the spring and summer of 2019, Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. The new excerpt from the Thrawn Vader book is going to the planet that Galaxy's Edge is supposed to be on. This, and as we get closer to the opening, more material will be released. Thanks and keep up the great work. No, you're completely right about all that. You hit the nail on the head with that. The Galaxy's Edge thing, I was referring more to just novels and books and stuff like that. Not every Star Wars fan is going to go to Galaxy's Edge first thing. God, I wish I could go open it, but it's going to be so packed. It's going to be 3 or 4 years before the hype finally dies down enough to where you can kind of get in there and explore a little bit. But that excerpt from the new Thrawn novel, holy crap. How good was that, man? That book's going to be so great. But anyway, yeah, the break I was referring to was just canon material as far as novels and comics go, essentially. But no, you're completely right. Galaxy's Edge is coming out, and God, if when I die, I want my ashes spread there. That's all I'm saying. So, anyway, and he said thanks and keep up the great work. Thanks, Nick. I do appreciate it, man, and thank you for being a follower, brother. It really does mean a lot to me. Question number 3 this week comes from, okay, look, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You guys got to start giving me your real names to put on these, because this particular one isn't your real name. I know it's not, but luckily I got your real name from the email address. This next question comes from, and I even had to go ask Kirsty which name I should use, so I just decided to use both of them. So this question comes from Zach McGill, who put his name in as Funky Monkey Shorts. And Funky Monkey Shorts says, I love your channel and wish you had more subs. My question is, how do you think they could finish the last few arcs of the Clone Wars? Thanks for answering in advance. Thanks for the question, Zach. And yeah, Clone Wars, for those of you that don't know, kind of got cut short. The last few episodes were really Yoda-centric. It was Yoda essentially doing the training on how to keep your identity after death through the Force. In other words, come back as a Force ghost. I'm getting tongue-tied. It introduced a lot of lore. It made Darth Bane canon. Not Bane from the novels, but Darth Bane, just the character canon. Made him canon, which he was voiced by Mark Hamill, by the way. They were supposed to make Revan canon, and they didn't. But you have an interesting question. What would they have to do to kind of tie it up to introduce it into Episode 3? When I was a kid, and I'm sure a lot of you guys remember this, the old Cartoon Network Clone Wars series, like the Samurai Jack style one, that series did tie right in with Episode 3. It led right up to the moment where Grievous kidnapped the Chancellor, and it kind of explained why he was coughing, because like Mace Windu used the Force to like crush his lungs or something like that, and he started coughing, so it kind of explained that. And it led right up to Episode 3 to Anakin giving the order, fire up the starships, let's go, and that was the end of that Clone Wars series. And they didn't do anything like that for this other one, and I feel like they could have. But the problem with this now is you've got Son of Dathomir and you've got Dark Disciple now, which were made from those unaired episodes of Clone Wars that obviously we never saw, but they're still there, but in a different form, if that makes any sense. You would almost have to make these last few episodes of Clone Wars kind of happen either immediately during those events or after, to kind of tie it in with Revenge of the Sith and kind of lead up to the moment where Anakin and Obi-Wan go to rescue the Chancellor. So, I guarantee there's a way to do it. It's just, look, you could do it with one episode if you really wanted to. Release one more episode of Clone Wars. Pick up with, and this may have spoilers in it for Dark Disciple. Jay, where are you?
Oh, you
There's
fucking
Jay.
twat. We got ourselves a fucking spoiler.
Yeah, thanks, Jay. And it may have spoilers for Dark Disciple. Look, at the end of that novel, I mean, you could have this episode of Clone Wars pick up right at that moment when, after Quinlan Voss is kind of mourning Asajj Ventress, and then kind of lead up. Yeah, you could do it in one episode. 20-minute episode is all you really need to kind of tie it all up with a ribbon, because everything else was kind of finished at that point. Just kind of have it be, an episode where Obi-Wan and Anakin are finding out, oh crap, General Grievous is attacking the Senate. We have to go try to save the Chancellor. And then they get there and realize they didn't get there in time. So that's when they say, all right, fire up the ships. We got to go get him. And then just leave off at that point. Hell, you could even have you could have like this voiceover outro of Obi-Wan talking about, or not even Obi-Wan. Now, well, you couldn't do Ahsoka because she left seasons ago, but have this voiceover or something about, Anakin and Obi-Wan as it's doing like an animated version of the opening sequence of Episode 3. That'd be really cool. But anyway, yeah, you could do it with one episode if you really wanted to. It might take some fancy editing and some fancy writing, but I guarantee you could do it. And I would love to see something like that. If they came out and said, hey, we're doing one more episode just to kind of tie everything up. Hell, you could, make 3 episodes. Make it like a trilogy of little episodes just for, like, make it this event, right? Leading up to it and stuff. And it'd be good publicity. Take your time, make excellent episodes. Bring back the same voice actors. It'd be insanely cool to do. And, you could even show Ahsoka one more time in Clone Wars. How cool would that be? But yeah, that's how I would do it. Just do a couple more episodes and just kind of pick up right there of Obi-Wan and Anakin kind of monitoring the situation on Coruscant. And then when they realize, hey, we got to go, and they go. So I think that'd be really cool. Thanks for the question, Zach. I appreciate it. Question number 4 this week comes from Quentin Guerin. And Quentin wants to know, I know you had a question like this once before, but now that The Last Jedi is about to release on Blu-ray and we have the final numbers in, which do you think will do better at the box office, The Last Jedi or Avengers? Love the channel. Thanks for the question, man. And yeah, we've got Last Jedi. Now, hang on a second. I need to look up these box office numbers because I actually haven't looked them up yet. Hang on just a second here. we are going to find out what the actual final box office number was for The Last Jedi. Because if I'm going to answer this, I want to be absolutely informed. Hang on just a second here. But yeah, the Avengers 3 is coming up, and it's gearing up to be a big film. So I did get this question once before, and I don't remember what I said. I think I remember saying it was going to be Star Wars. Okay, so Last Jedi made $1.321 billion at the box office. That's its total run. All right, so now let's look at Avengers. Let's do number one. Avengers number one made $1.5 billion. Avengers 2 made $1.4 billion. So it's looking like the way these box office numbers are kind of going at this point. Last Jedi made 1.3. Avengers 1 made 1.5. This one, Avengers Age of Ultron, made 1.4. So if you follow that logic, Avengers 3 is going to make 1.3 billion. So it's looking like Avengers 3 and Last Jedi might be like really right there neck and neck close. And it's going to be really cool to kind of see which one comes out on top. Now I don't love just Star Wars. I love Marvel, DC. I love all this other stuff. I put out a theory today. I don't remember where it was. I think somebody actually stole it at one point. Didn't put my name on it, but I put a theory out there about how I thought this next Avengers film was going to go, how it's all going to be lead up to the actual fight in 4. And if you guys want, go find my personal Facebook page. It is on there, so you guys can go check that out. But if I was a betting man right now, I've got to give the edge to Avengers. I really do have to say that because, look, The Last Jedi was a great movie, in my opinion. Remember, that's just my opinion. Last Jedi was great. It made $1.3 billion. Now, with Avengers, this is a different kind of situation because this Avengers film we're leading up to is one that we've been leading up to for 10 years. All right, this is going to be a cinematic event, right? Okay, so this is a big one. There's a very good possibility this next Avengers film, the big one, as they're promoting it right now, which I don't think it's going to be, but the big one, that's going to put more asses in seats than maybe the second one did, because the second Avengers wasn't that great, to be honest. They did the whole Phantom Menace destroying all the armies thing again, and it's getting really, I hate seeing stuff like that, but I'm going to give the edge to Avengers, mainly because this is a film we've been waiting for so long. And it already looks like it's going to be right there neck and neck with Last Jedi. So, God, I really want to say Star Wars would do better, but I got to tell you the way it is. I've got to. So, I'm going to go with, at this point, I'm going to change my answer from the last time I got asked that. The last time I said Last Jedi, this time I'm going to say Avengers. I really do. I think Infinity War is really going to... it's not going to kick Last Jedi's ass. It's not going to blow it out of the water. It's not going to be record-breaking numbers, but I think it's going to come out on top by just a little bit. So keep that in mind. And I'm actually really curious to see how that does. And we'll talk about that more once Infinity War comes out. Thanks for the question, Quentin. And question number 5 this week isn't really a question. It's more of a comment. But it's something I felt like I needed to address. And this comment comes from Joanne Roop. And Joanne says, I've noticed that a lot of your opinions on certain issues go against the grain and differ from the majority of fans. For example, you loved The Last Jedi. You could have so many more subs if you went with the flow more often. Thanks for the input. But look, here's the thing. Yeah, I really could. I could have more subs if I started trashing Last Jedi. I really could. But, I don't want to be like that. If I like something, I'm going to tell you I like it. If I don't like something, I'm going to tell you I don't like it. If I don't tell you what I don't like, how are you going to believe me when I tell you something is really good? If I don't tell you that something's bad, how are you going to believe me when I tell you something's good? Like Heir to the Jedi, I hate that book. I cannot stand that book. You guys have heard me say it. Say it with me. I don't even want it on my shelf. But if I don't sit here and tell you that book is garbage, when I personally believe it is, how are you guys going to believe me when I tell you that I really do like something? You know, I'm not going to change my opinion just so that I can be more popular. I'm not built that way. I'm a very opinionated person. It's caused problems with people I know and, you know, friends, family, stuff like that. But, you know, don't get me started on politics, because I've got my opinions. I know what facts are, and I base my opinions off those facts. But with Star Wars, all I'm doing is putting my opinion out there. I don't care if I don't get 1 million subscribers. Would I love to have 1 million subscribers? Oh God, yeah, I'd love to have 1 million. You know, I'd lose my mind if I logged on tomorrow and it said I had over 1 million subscribers. I would lose my mind. But the thing is that I've noticed something, looking at other YouTube channels, other Facebook pages and stuff like that, and it's this: the more people you have following you, the more negativity there is. And I don't want to say that that's an absolute, because it isn't, but that's just the trend that I've noticed. I've gotten comments before because of my opinion. Look, when Rogue One came out, I loved Rogue One. I absolutely loved that movie because it was something different. It had the nostalgia factor. It was, you know, it was, in my opinion, it was a great movie. It was my favorite Star Wars movie up until Last Jedi came out. And that's just my opinion. Now, I'm not the kind of person that everything that's new is going to be my new favorite. When Han Solo comes out, it might be my favorite Star Wars movie. It might not be. I don't know. I have to see the film first. But it just happened to be that Rogue One was my favorite film, and now Last Jedi is my favorite film. But when I said that Rogue One was my favorite film, I had people commenting saying, you know, I was watching until you said Rogue One was your favorite movie, and I decided I was going to come say this comment and say, goodbye, can't agree with that, adios. Awesome. I don't care. I don't care. Like I always say, I would rather have just a few subscribers of people who not necessarily agree with me on everything. I don't want you to agree with me on everything. That's the thing. I don't want everybody to agree with me on everything. If we do, awesome, great. But if not, I'm the kind of person, if you disagree with me, tell me why you disagree with me. You know, back it up with facts. Back it up with, you know, well, I don't necessarily agree with that. Respectfully disagree with me. I respectfully disagree with a lot of other things I see on YouTube and other videos, and all these people saying, oh, Rian Johnson's trilogy was never going to happen after Last Jedi. Show me facts where Disney started to back away from Rian Johnson. It didn't happen. Rian Johnson's still getting his trilogy. It's happening. So I'm going to tell my opinion, whether you guys like it or not. This is my opinion. Okay, I'm not going to change my opinion and jump on some bandwagon just to be more popular. I'm not going to do it. That goes against everything that I was raised to believe. So, like I said, this is just me getting on here, I should say, and giving my opinion. If you guys like it, awesome. I'm right there to talk to you guys about Star Wars. I'd love to talk to you guys I'd love to debate you guys with Star Wars. But I'm not going to argue with anybody. There's a difference between a debate and an argument, and I'm not going to argue with anybody. And I've said it before, if you don't like my opinion and you can't handle my opinion, don't watch me. I don't care. I'm not going to lose any sleep. All right? Like these people commenting saying that they just came to say goodbye. That's a douchebag move. You're just trying to be a douchebag by letting me know you're leaving. I don't care. You're not hurting my feelings at all. I don't give a crap. I really don't. Once in a while, I'll put out a video with my opinion on it, and then I'll lose a couple subscribers. I don't care. If you're the kind of person that can't handle that somebody else can have an opinion different than yours, I don't want you as a follower anyway. Okay? Now, I'd love to have you guys as followers. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I want followers who, like I said, respectfully disagree. You know what I mean? People who aren't going to berate you for having a different opinion than them. People who realize an opinion is an opinion. It's not fact, right? So I don't sit here and claim that Last Jedi is the best Star Wars movie ever made and nobody else can debate me on that. No, that's my opinion. That's my favorite Star Wars movie. Tell me why you don't like it. Tell me why you do like it. That's why I do this channel, is so that I can actually sit and talk to people about Star Wars. That's what I love doing, is having intelligent conversation about Star Wars, you know? So no, I'm not going to change my opinions just to get more subscribers. I'm not going to change my opinions just to get more views. I shouldn't have to. That's the thing. I should not have to. Anybody who wants an opinion on, let's say, let's just say the next novel coming out, I think, is Last Shot. It's one of the Han Solo novels. Let's say that novel comes out, right? And I sit here, and let's say I really, really hated it. Let's just say I did. But everybody else liked that book. Awesome. Okay, if you liked it, you liked it. I'm not going to begrudge you that. I'm not going to tell you you're an idiot for liking something I didn't like. Heir to the Jedi. Some people out there like Heir to the Jedi. Okay, that's just my opinion. That's your opinion if you like it. Okay, you can't measure how good a book is. You can't do it. So your opinion is you like it, mine is I don't. You know, I respectfully disagree with those people, and I have my reasons why I don't like that book, and they have their reasons why they do like that book. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not going to, if you got enjoyment out of it, I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm not going to try to take that away from you. You know, so that's really all I have to say about that. I saw this comment and I felt like I needed to address this because I do get that comment a lot. You should have more subscribers. I wish you had more subscribers. Why don't you have more subscribers? To be completely honest, because I don't sit down and make a video every single day. That's mainly the reason. I don't have a big enough digital footprint on YouTube right now to really get my stuff out there. And like I said, it's more of a leisurely thing. Yeah, I've got a little schedule that I try to stick to with, you know, Mailbags and Journal of the Jedi with Chris Stolley. That's his radiocast name. Jesus, you can tell I'm tired. But anyway, you know, and I'm just gonna start doing Canon Recap this week. Yeah, I try to stick to those, but anytime there's another video, or, you know, like say a trailer comes out or something like that, yeah, I'm going to be there doing a reaction video and dropping it, you know, as an editorial. It doesn't bother me. You know, I really started this just so I could put my opinion out there and start talking to other Star Wars fans, even people who disagree with me, and I have no problem with you if you disagree with me. So, thanks for the comment, Joanne. I do appreciate the feedback. And guys, I'm going to go ahead and cut this one short for this week, mainly because it's a day late and I have to get it exported and I'm got to get it uploaded. So, guys, make sure to check out the website. It is www.starwarscanonlibrary.com. You can check out the entire timeline there, all of the cover art for every comic issue, every novel, every TV show, every film poster. Everything is there in chronological order. We talked about Clone Wars earlier. If you guys want to watch Clone Wars in chronological order, that list is there as well as a list of upcoming canon, which is going to be what Canon Recap is. I'm going to take this time and announce that this Friday I'm going to be putting out, I think it's Saturday. Saturday I'm going to be putting out the first episode of Canon Recap, where I simply tell you guys what the new canon is coming out this week, what the new canon that came out this past week was, mainly comics at this point, you know, until we have some bigger releases, but it's going to be comic books, what issues came out, you know, what DLC for a game came out, something like that. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Make sure to visit the Facebook page, give us a thumbs up there if you guys like what you see. Richard J is doing an amazing job of keeping up on that Facebook page. Make sure to give him a shout and bust his balls a little bit if you can. Those Brits deserve it. And make sure, if you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button. If you really liked it, hit that subscribe button. I would sure appreciate it. Until next time, guys, this is Brian signing off. May the Force be with you. Hey guys, make sure to check out the website. It is www.starwarscanonlibrary.com. You can email us anytime with any questions for any Star Wars canon material whatsoever. It's just starwarscanonlibrary@gmail.com. Make sure to check out our Facebook page as well. It is facebook.com/starwarscanonlibrary. If you guys like this video, make sure to hit that thumbs up button. There's plenty more videos coming where this one came from. If you really liked it, make sure to hit that subscribe button. I'd sure appreciate it.